and salutations. Welcome to another exciting episode of ARTiculation Radio. I am your hostess, the eternally grateful Goddess Sage. You know how we do things here at ARTiculation Radio. We will kick off the top of the day's episode by taking a quick glance at the news headlines. And today's news segment is sponsored by bepublished.org. Here are three of the headlines I saw today, Thursday, June 20, 2019, when visiting elitevaluesnews.com. In education, the final introduction to Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central class starts at 1 p.m. today at Entirety Technologies in Jackson, Mississippi. In entertainment, the Live at 5 Summer Concert Series takes place today at 5 p.m. at John Dam Plaza in Richland, Washington. And in sports, it's the New York Mets versus the Chicago Cubs tonight at 7:05 p.m. at Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois. And those are three of the headlines I saw today when visiting elitevaluesnews.com. Head on over right now and see what headlines you see.
Looking to get the latest news? Visit Elite Values. EliteValuesNews.com has all the latest news and information. Check out the headlines daily. EliteValuesNews.com for all of your latest news.
Do you want to be published? Are you looking for a high-quality, low-cost way to be published with a fast turnaround? Visit bepublished.org to publish today. www.bepublished.org. bepublished.org. Publish today. Books, movies, and music.
Listeners, we love you, we hear you, and I am definitely glad to be here with you today on another fresh episode of ARTiculation Radio. Of course, we have for you in store a lot of great music as well as an interview with an author, the author of, I'm not going to even tell you. You know how I like to do you. I'll tell you after I play this song for you. How about that?
Until you've learned the meaning Shubby-dum-dum, wet-dum-dum, let 'em go.
ARTistreview.com. All artists need a platform. The Artist Review makes sure you have the one you need to put your work in front of your fans. ARTistreview.com. Artist, REVUE.com. From arranging art exhibitions to musical performances to radio interviews to so much more, the Artist Review helps your work get seen. ARTistrevue.com. ARTistreview.com.
Today's episode of Articulation Radio was kicked off with You Don't Know What Love Is by yours truly, Goddess Sage, with Myron Mills on piano. Up next is You're Mine by the Furthermores.
Somebody that fine, never guess
Weddings are expensive, but your love is worth it. Go to marryusnow.us to book the Minister of Love to officiate your wedding today. The fee is only $200 if your wedding is in the city of Chicago, and there's only a small fee to get the Minister of Love to travel outside of Chicago to your wedding location. Book the Minister of Love today. Visit marryusnow.us. That's marryusnow.us.
As promised, the author that will be interviewed on today's episode of Articulation Radio is Miss E.S. Columbine. She's a poet who also publishes her own works as well as helps other people publish their works. She has another book that is coming soon, but the book she has out right now is called Handle with Care. So head on over to Amazon right now and grab up your copy of Handle with Care if you haven't already done so. And these poems actually help people, I would say, face as well as come through whatever grief they are currently dealing with. As a matter of fact, when the poet comes on, we're going to have her to talk to you a little bit about what it is that she was dealing with at the time, and of course, why she decided to take the step and start helping other people to, I would say, do grief writing as well. So stay tuned. Going to play a couple of more songs for you, and then we'll come back with that interview with Arthur.
If you're looking for ghost writers, grant writers, technical writers, any kind of writers, go to the Writers Consortium. Their website is maryjefferson.us, maryjefferson.us, the Writers Consortium, for all of your writing needs, proposals, grants, academic papers, whatever it is you dream of, ghost writing. The Writers Consortium can help you achieve your goals.
You are listening to Articulation Radio. Head on over to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts.
This shit make you wanna holler. Can't be a goddamn follower. Undivided love, but a follow ya. That's real loyalty, honor, son. Don't make the game come and murder ya. What is my money making manager? I need re-up like I'm tipping her. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Pour me some more in my double cup. Taking a condom, no eat it up. Cookies from back, gotta bust a nut. I know they loving my downfall. Remember when standing up high tall. Yeah, I'm the best snap underdog. Big up a hoe, but you underdog. I crooked letter, I. Twice I want that, I. Any nigga playing with me, you can fucking die. Never try your luck without those wings, you can't fly. Stop getting high off your own supply. Look me in the eyes, tell the truth, who's the lie? Only vouch for a nigga real to the sky. Why they sell out they kind? Why?
The hard life is hard to survive. Haters don't wanna see you alive, stuck in reality, no longer dreaming. Trying to get them in, hit them suckers scheming. Most think I'm here to just entertain. My rep is what I'm trying to maintain, but most of my homies in jail or slain. From trying to ride life in the fast lane, and I lost a couple overthinking plain. If you're from the streets, I feel your pain. It's too much to bear, man, I'm going insane. Feel like my life is going down the drain. Money and power is what I want to gain. There's no sunshine, it's always gonna rain. So I picked up the bat and stepped to the plate. Gotta push away all the cries and hate. It hurts to be in this mind state. Bullets flying, fake promise lying. Can't trust your girl cause she crooked too. Hard to believe this life's true. There's no way out. Gotta find a way. Gotta make it out. Trying every day. Constant struggle, no easy days. So I'ma stay focused till I find a way. Tryna ride life in the fast lane, and I lost a couple overthinking plain. If you're from the streets, I feel your pain. It's too much to bear. Man, I'm going insane. Feel like my life is going down the drain. Money and power is what I want to gain. There's no sunshine. It's always gonna rain. So I picked up the bat and stepped to the plate.
Have you always wanted to start a business but can't seem to get it off the ground? Call 972-880-8316 for your free initial consultation with a representative from The Conglomerate, or visit theconglomerate.work today to book your consultation in person. Theconglomerate.work, theconglomerate.work, theconglomerate.work. Call 972-880-8316 to start your new business today.
Now, Sean Lux already talked to you about Forever. Now you're going to hear the Spring Gang talk about You Got Issues.
Can't you see what we're about? I see you at my door, wanting in, come back for more. But I don't want this anymore. Cause baby, we got issues, yeah. Not gonna make them dictate my life. So baby, if you got issues, yeah, don't you take them out of me. Honey, I think we lost the toe. Guess I'm not into you that much. So goodbye, my love. Already found someone that I'm thinking of, and I lose myself again to someone who's got the toe.
You have a product, let them help you increase sales. You have a video, let them help you make it go viral. Peoplewarmers.com, PeopleWarmers.com for all your advertising, marketing, and promotional needs. They also take care of events planning. Peoplewarmers.com. Visit them today.
Articulation Radio is extremely pleased to have on the line today with us the poet, the author, and also someone who's even willing to help other people do the same, Miss E.S. Columbine. Do we have you on the line, E.S.?
Yes, hello.
Hello. And how is everything going your way today?
Oh, it's going pretty well. We had family in town, so we just finished eating dinner and putting the kid down, so.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And I just have a few questions for you that I want to, well, number one, of course, people, if you haven't already, be sure to head on over to the website escolumbine.com and be sure to not only put in your order for the book, but go ahead and leave some comments and feel free to peruse the site because, of course, as I mentioned here a moment ago, she does help other people as well, but I first want to give E.S. an opportunity to tell you all a little bit about the poetry that's in her book. So, E.S., how many poems do you have in this current book that you have out, Handle with Care? And tell them as well whether you have any additional work that they can be looking out for.
Well, Handle with Care is comprised of about 70 to 80 poems. They all kind of vary in length. But it took me a little over 5 years to write because it was kind of more like a coping mechanism, you know. Because I'm a huge reader of poetry, and I sit and I'm like, oh, this could help me out, you know. Finally, someone said something that actually makes sense. I decided to publish Handle with Care to see if it could actually help people going through similar struggles.
That's beautiful, and I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I think people are just so caught up in the day-to-day, you have to keep going so fast that they think that there's always a set timeline to grief and coping with loss and all this structured cookie-cutter just mumbo-jumbo that really isn't true. Because if you love someone and you care for them deeply, regardless of how long they've been there, it's going to take you years to get over it. And I think people need to start kind of like healing and finding a way to know that that's okay, as opposed to just, oh, it's been 6 months, I'm still not over this person, where's my closest counselor? You know, it's perfectly normal.
Right, I agree, and I love that you made it a point for your therapy to use a creative outlet, to use the arts, and specifically your medium was through poetry, because, of course, not only did you appreciate others, but you also hearkened to that call that was within yourself to where you were able to see how you were able to express in your own way and be able to give yourself not only some additional insight that you may need within a moment, but also the consolation that you may need. And thus, in turn, others were able to appreciate and experience those same things by reading your works. But my question to you is, how were you able to get to a point within not only the day-to-day things that you were dealing with, but even the grieving that you were overcoming? How were you able to get to a point where you were able to trust your voice enough to pen your first poem?
Well, I was hemming and hawing on it for a very, very long time, but I have a lot of idols that I look up to from a variety of different backgrounds, and really they all kind of say the similar thing. To like highly paraphrase, but they say, you know what, you just got to get out and do it. Just do it, say screw it, I'm going to see what it'll do and where it'll take me, and who knows, maybe you can do some good along the way, because ideally that's really what I want to do. I want people to know that it is okay to actually feel and express yourself and go through grief, because it opens a door for disaster if people feel like that they're just not doing what everyone else is doing with the conformist ideology that we have.
Yes, right. Just do what appeases others, whether or not it truly brings you fulfillment. You know, it's like wear the mask seems to be the preference over true authenticity these days. But let me ask you also now, so I'm guessing then that when you assist other people with writing their own poetry, putting out their own books, do you also help those who may be having trouble with being able to manage their grief or get through grief? Do you assist them with the grief writing as well?
Yes, I do. It's the thing is with writing, especially about things that are really that you're really passionate about. I come to find that sometimes it's its own version of writer's block, where you're so pent up with emotion and everything that you can't get the words out, or it's just so painful we just instinctually avoid it. So what I like to do is, I sit down, I kind of help people go through the motions. Like if you're going to cry while you're writing, cry.
Yes.
You're allowed to feel, and that's what creates the best work, is if you are actually able to harness your emotion, go through the process, and be able to make something that helps build other writers up and helps inspiring them to keep talking about their problems and writing it into poetry and giving them the means to move forward.
Yes, and being able to do so in an honest way without feeling like they have to sound a certain way, because I would imagine that you do run across those people, or maybe even you yourself, when you first started writing, felt like, oh, you have to write a certain way. Will you tell the listeners what the process was like for you when you finally got to the point to where you had to talk yourself through not trying to appease other people or not trying to sound like other people, but just to trust your own words and thoughts and instincts?
Yeah, it was really difficult because, you're always kind of from the time you're really young, you're always kind of told you have to be a certain way and you have to conform. But what I realized is, at least looking up to my idols and everything, I'm sitting here asking myself, okay, well, why do I love their work? What do I take away from it? Aside from the fact that they literally translated my emotions into words onto paper, it's because they're completely different. I mean, take a look at all the other poets, Sylvia Plath, Robert Frost, all these inspirational, brilliant thinkers. They defied the norms for poetry and creative works. And so when I look up and I thought about that along the road, I was like, you know what? Even if I'm not, because I'm definitely by no means the next Sylvia Plath. I mean, she's just in her own element. But, you got to just kind of, let's just go with it and see where it goes. But, that's kind of what I took away from all the work. I mean, it's just insane. They were all very unique and all very ahead of their time.
Right. So it really is a matter, people, as you can tell by what she said, that you accept each person's voice, each person's style as their own. And yes, you can appreciate it, but define what it is about it that you really like. And, of course, make sure that those things, those elements that you require for you to express what it is that you feel or whatever message it is that you've been given to share, then make sure that you're remaining true to that, even if you do decide to include things, elements from other people's works, because at the end of the day, you are always going to be a reader of yourself. And so, but even if at no other point than when you're proofreading or going through editing your work before you actually put it out, but definitely make sure that you're saying what you really feel, because even as the ES has pointed out to you, whether you're writing a poem about something that brings you joy or whether you're writing a poem about the deepest moment of your grief, the main thing to do is to make sure that you are truly expressing what it is you feel. Put it down and do whatever it is you need to do during the process. If you become overwhelmed and what you want to say makes you want to cry, like she said, cry, but continue to write.
Mm-hmm. You have to keep writing. I mean, if it heals and you get it down on the paper, I mean, it finally, those experiences, at least for me, they don't have as much control over me and what I can and can't enjoy now as much as they did when I just decided to keep it all up in.
Yes. And now with Handle with Care, I know it's available in paperback and I'm guessing an ebook as well. Is it available in hardback?
It is through the Ingram Sparks database. I put it through there. It is available in hardback over there, and I have it distributed on Lulu, and I believe it does have a hard copy there. And so Beautiful. It's available, on all major platforms in whatever format you like. So
And of course, people, her work is published with universal availability. So you can even walk into the mom and pop shop there in your neighborhood or even your favorite bookstore in any city and order the book if you're one of those who's like, oh, I don't like shopping online. I don't want to go to Amazon. I don't want to go to Lulu. I don't want to go to ESColumbine.com. I want to walk into the bookstore. So, yeah, you can go into any bookstore and tell them that you want to get Handle with Care by E.S. Columbine. And, of course, and will you tell them real quick what your prices are for each of the formats for the book, the ebook, the paperback, and the hardback?
I think the ebook is sitting at about 99 cents, and then the paperback and the hardcovers, I really just try to keep the price as low as I can because I'd rather get the message out as opposed to actually make a profit. So it's between $2 and $5, somewhere around there. So
very good. And people, and we so appreciate you and thank you so much for that because, of course, people, as you already know, there are not many authors that are, or even not just authors, but artists as well as other entrepreneurs who are not, even churches, who are not willing to have it to where they pretty much are operating at nearly a zero price point as far as margin goes, a profit margin goes. And so, of course, as you know, with her having that ebook for 99 cents and having it to where you can get hardback books for under $10, paperback books, under $5, as you all know that those really should be appreciated, and she definitely should be supported. Yes, where can they see you? Will you be having a book signing sometime soon?
I'm in the process of getting a book signing done where I am in the state of North Carolina. It's just a lot of paperwork and a lot of arranging, and being that I'm, a mom, the baby comes first. But I would definitely look to it in the foreseeable future.
Beautiful. And so, people, that means you need to be sure to not only go to escolumbine.com right now, but to be sure to periodically check that website so that you'll be among the first people to be notified when she does post her upcoming event. Once she locks down those dates and everything, you'll be able to see when and where you need to be there in North Carolina, as well as, of course, any other events that she has posted. And I know that your time is tight, and this is my very last question to you. What is there that you would like to be sure to share with the listeners that you have not yet had an opportunity to share?
Well, I do have a second book, When to Say Goodbye. It will be coming out, and that has more to do with loss in the sense of suicide awareness and just abrupt changes and so forth like that. Handle with Care is predominantly focused on losing a loved one in your life. So my only advice would be, regardless of what anyone says, when it comes to writing or finding a constructive outlet, you just need to tell them to, if you're not going to support me, be gone and freaking keep doing what you do, because we really need more poets in the world. And the great thing about poetry is that it's like one of those dark kept secrets. Everyone loves it, but not enough people love it enough to be like, hey, I'm going to publish this stuff. So you have to. We got to revive this niche back because there is a huge demand for it. That much is certain, and there's a lot of people that need to feel like they're not so alone in the world going through what they are going through.
Yes. And tell them again the name of your upcoming book.
When to Say Goodbye.
When to Say Goodbye. And so people, be on the lookout for When to Say Goodbye by E.S. Columbine, as well as, of course, go on right now and grab up Handle with Care. Go to your favorite bookstore's website and place that order, or you can even go to escolumbine.com right now and place that order for Handle with Care. Or, of course, if you prefer to just walk into your local store, you can do that as well. But, E.S., thank you so much for coming in and imparting some of your knowledge with the listener today. We wish you so much success, the staff here at Articulation Radio. So thank you for your time today and wish you so much success with everything that you're doing. And we also send love to your kids and to your family. We hope that the rest of the time that they have there while they're visiting, that it will remain as joyous and as joyful as things have already been.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me on here, and thank you guys for your support and what you do. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, you are welcome, and you are more than free to, whenever you get your signing scheduled or your next book out, then feel free to come back onto the show so that you can have an opportunity to let people know about it.
Of course, I will be sure to. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great one. People, that was the author, Miss E.S. Columbine. Be sure to head on over to that website right now, escolumbine.com. That's E as in elephant, S as in Sam, Columbine, COLUMBINE.com. Make sure that you show some support, not only your moral support, which we love so much, and it goes such a long, long way with us artists, but especially your financial support, because even though you know she's barely going to be turning a profit off of any format that you get this work in, still every little bit helps, and help her at least make back some of the money that she invested in being sure that you all have something that can help you and the ones that you love be able to heal from some of the things that you're going through. Go ahead, show support, show love, okay? We will be right back with some more songs for you to keep the show rolling. ARTiculation Radio thanks you so much for listening. So head on over right now to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts on today's episode. In the meantime, we're going to keep the show rolling for you.
Do you frequently shop online and you're looking for a new place to shop? Join the club, jeffersontaylor.club, where models, designers, inventors, and other creators offer customers the best products at fair prices. Jefferson Taylor, jeffersontaylor.club. Join the club. Shop today, jeffersontaylor.club.
You just heard Attention Span by Aiden Cole. Up next is $1 Million Bill 1 by Anders Bothen.
Want to buy stocks, jewels, real estate, or other high-end items? Would you love to be able to contribute to charitable initiatives but cannot do these things with the money you currently have? Join Regal City Investment and Social Club, where you can pool money each month with other investors to make major purchases, give to the needy, and possibly turn a profit. www.regalcity.xyz. Become a Regal citizen today by joining Regal City Investment and Social Club. regalcity.xyz. that Articulation Radio appreciates you so much for tuning in today, and I, Goddess Sage, especially appreciates you for tuning in. Be sure to, in the meantime, before you catch us on our next episode of Articulation Radio, do the things that you need to do to move forward with the things that you want to move forward on. No more excuses, okay? Keep being a doer, keep being a move maker, and keep being exemplary.
Articulation Radio. Articulationmedia.club. How long have you been sitting on that manuscript? It's time to move it forward.